Hi everyone, Karen here. I just thought I'd do a brief video about EMS because I get asked about it like on a weekly basis. So yeah, here goes. Equine metabolic syndrome is also known as EMS, and it's a condition characterized by insulin resistance. So it's a bit like diabetes but for horses. It can be defined as increased adiposity, so that means fat deposits, insulin resistance, and a predisposition to laminitis, but it can also manifest itself in different ways. It's usually diagnosed by vets on the basis of a horse's individual history, results of clinical examinations, blood test results, and x-rays of their feet to check for signs of laminitis. The symptoms, according to the internet on a vet website, are recurring laminitis, fat deposits, so usually obesity or a body condition score greater than 7 out of 9. Fatty deposits, usually on the crest of neck, behind the shoulders, on the tail head, and on the mammary regions. Insulin resistance as proven by blood tests. And a combination of these clinical signs usually leads to vets diagnosing a horse with EMS. Just flip my pages, otherwise I'll forget everything. So those are like the most common symptoms that would lead a vet to diagnose a horse or pony with EMS. But these are the symptoms that I noticed that Ruby displayed that aren't necessarily on the websites, but I truly do believe that they are linked. So all of the signs that I just mentioned, plus fat deposits above the eyes, like her eyes get quite puffy, cloudy or milky urine, which is quite strange, and it smells quite a bit as well. Discomfort when peeing. Yeah, she really did like have to strain in order to urinate. She was really moody and irritable. I mean, she's a moody chestnut mare, so she's always going to be a bit moody, but not, she was almost to the point of aggression, which is completely not in her nature to be aggressive towards humans. So, that was a big deal. That's when the alarm bells really started ringing. She was footsore, but the farrier said there was no sign of current laminitis. So that was a little bit odd as well. I also noticed that she had like a really tight muscles in her back, and also swelling around like her kidney area. Like I would run my hands over her entire body like every day to check for any changes, and I would notice that there'd be just slight little bit of swelling around the kidney area. She generally seemed under the weather and lethargic. She didn't really want to be handled. She didn't really want to do anything. She would just sort of mooch around the yard. So she just was not herself at all. She was quite lazy and didn't want to be interacted with, not by me or other horses or anything. Sometimes these symptoms would occur individually, but also they could happen simultaneously. And when I first mentioned these symptoms to my first vet that I was with at the time, she was quite dismissive of them. She basically said that there was nothing to worry about, just get the weight off of her because she was severely obese when I got her, and everything would be fine. And she pretty much like insinuated that I was overreacting and thinking above my station to some degree. I felt quite patronised by her. She never said it outright, but I got the feeling that she thought I was asking too many questions and researching too much, like she's the vet, she's the one who's been to the vet school and learned everything, and I'm just a common owner. So I did agree with her at first. I thought, okay, she's the vet, I'm not. So yeah, I kind of put my own concerns to one side. I didn't trust my gut instinct. I argued with her a few times about it, debated with her, and she still didn't seem really like that concerned about it. So I kind of left it for probably about a year and a half. I just kind of thought, okay, I'm probably wrong. What's the point of arguing? She's the vet. She knows best. But I went. She did relent and send Ruby for an X-ray at the vet practice, and it was a vet nurse that we hadn't seen before, and she did an x-ray of Ruby's feet and found that she had pedal bone rotation. And I kind of panicked at first because I thought, oh my god, you know, like pedal bone rotation actually killed my first pony. Sadly, by the time we got her, it was pretty much too late for her. So yeah, I really did panic. I was quite upset. I lost a lot of sleep over that. But the vet nurse, sorry, assured me that, you know, it would take time, but it could correct itself. And luckily it has to some degree. So I'm really happy about that. But she also asked me if I had enough metformin to last for another month. And I said, metformin? Ruby's never ever been given anything like that. It's a medication meant for insulin resistance in humans, so like diabetes, but they use it on horses as well with EMS. And she was like, really? The other vet didn't give it to you? She's definitely got EMS. She's got all the signs, everything. And I was like, so I was right and nobody told me, you know? Clearly there'd been a mix-up somewhere. So I kind of lost faith in the vet after that. Eventually ended up changing to a new vet practice, and they've so far, I mean, I haven't really seen them that many times, but so far they've been really, really good. They listen to my concerns and they don't patronise me. They don't make me feel paranoid, you know. If I've ever got a little question, then I just fire off a text or an email or call them, and somebody gets back to me pretty much straight away, or comes out to me. And so I really have no qualms about them. So yeah, we got a pot of metformin, and the symptoms immediately got better pretty much after being on it for a few days. But then it was like she started becoming tolerant to it. So when we sorry, mind blank there. Yeah, so I did a little bit of research online, and I came across a study where they'd proven that metformin was really good when they were having like an EMS attack, but on a long-term basis it wasn't really any good. They just become tolerant to it. So yeah, so I kind of stopped giving it to her, and now I just have a pot in the cupboard, which is basically for emergencies if she has any symptoms. So trying to find where I am now. The pedal bone rotation has drastically improved thanks to my brilliant farrier and the vets as well at the new practice. So yeah, it's been a long journey, but you know, she's getting there as far as I know. So how I personally manage the EMS is she's in a large stable with access to a large yard area to encourage movement. Her hay is soaked to reduce the sugar content. During the day, she's in a large dirt paddock with ad-lib hay. She gets a handful of Timothy chop, which is basically like dried grass, for breakfast, and some speedy beet with added spearmint for palatability for dinner. She only has horse treats and polos as rewards, apart from a couple before we leave the yard every day. It's just like part of the routine now, but she doesn't get lots of treats, you know. She has a bit of turnout every day in a grass paddock, but it's pretty poor grazing, you know. It's the most poorest grazing that we could get for her, and that's in the evening when the sugars are lower. We use a supplement called Equine's laminator, which has greatly improved her coat and hoof condition. She hasn't had a single attack of laminitis, and the symptoms of the EMS are practically non-existent at this point, and have been for just over a year since we started this. So yeah, Equine's laminator. They don't sponsor me or anything. I don't get paid for saying this or anything. It's changed Ruby's life, and it's changed mine as well, because it's helped her so much, and I swear by it now. It's, yeah, brilliant product. So yeah, it's well worth a try. Definitely works on Ruby. She's exercised sort of 5 to 6 days a week with a combination of long walks in hand, carriage driving, and occasional lunging. She's lost a third, probably more now, of her original body weight, which is amazing because she was huge. She's happier and healthier, and she has a brilliant quality of life now. Yeah, so EMS is still being researched, and a recent study concluded that there may be multiple different subtypes of the condition. Diet and exercise are the best ways to combat it, although there are several different treatment options available from vets. EMS can be fatal, mostly due to other health problems triggered by the condition, so it's important to be really vigilant. Any horse or pony can get it, but native pony breeds are statistically more likely due to them gaining weight easily and often not being exercised as much as bigger horses. Different symptoms can present in different horses. It's not always that obvious, and treatments don't always work. It's worth keeping symptom diaries and persevering to find out what works and what doesn't. Always trust your gut instinct. That's the biggest lesson that I've learnt from this. Always trust your gut instinct. Vets aren't always right, so please don't be afraid to seek a second opinion or a third opinion or a fourth opinion. You know, whatever. If you have got that niggling doubt in your mind and you feel like there's something to pursue, don't let them put you off. You know, don't be put off by it. Please, please, please seek another opinion. I did, and if I hadn't, I wouldn't be none the wiser, and I wouldn't have made such drastic changes to Ruby's diet and regime. I probably would have just carried on as I was until it was too late. Luckily, my pony's got a new lease of life now, and she's got, hopefully, fingers crossed, a brilliant future ahead of her now. No matter what, I won't give up on her, but I would hate to see somebody go through what I did, doubting myself. But you're an owner, you know, the vets, they know everything about the medical side of things, but they don't know that pony. You know your pony, they don't, you know. They can only go by what you're telling them and what they see in front of them. But they don't know that pony. They don't know the subtle, tiny little signs that only you notice that tell you that there's something wrong. So yeah, believe in yourself. And if you turn out to be wrong, I could have been wrong, you know. So what, you know, at least you've put your mind at rest, you know. Don't feel silly or anything. So yeah, I hope this has helped. If you have any other questions about EMS or laminitis, I've got loads of different things that I've tried that have helped as well, that I haven't even mentioned here. And there's other things that people have recommended to me that I haven't tried yet or haven't worked with Ruby, but they might work for yours. So yeah, ask away. Apologies for looking so crap. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for watching if you've made it this far, and I hope it's been informative for you. So yeah, bye.